And we're back on the roof. So this unit froze up yesterday, so another tech was here, and basically I'm the one who came back to see what's going on with it. I found a nasty plugged up filter. I'll show you that right now. Totally blasted. Check this out. So there's the sun. Can't see nothing through it. And as you can see, that thing is plugged, so that's going to cause low airflow. However, I got a brand new filter in it, but I still got low suction. Now keep in mind though, it's 57 degrees outside right now. So the standing pressure seemed to be okay based on our outdoor ambient. Now this one used to have a fan cycling switch on it, but it was leaking. We took it off and we never replaced it. And this is for a salon, so they're running the hair dryers and all that stuff. So they typically run this thing in the morning when it's cold. So I'm gonna install one of these guys, which is a fan cycling switch. It's off pressure, so it's cut in at 250 psi, so that means it turns on the fan at 250, and then it cuts out at 170 psi, so that means it turns off the fan at 170 psi. So by regulating that head pressure, it also brings your suction pressure up. So I'm going to install one of those and see how the pressures look before I start to add refrigerant. So I think it's just because it's cold out here. So we got a PM due pretty soon, so we might just check it again just to make sure. But I think that's the issue right now, is it's just doesn't have fan cycling switch. So I'm going to install a T. I got to put some Schrader cores in this thing. It only comes with one for some reason. And then I'm going to also put what's it called, nylog on everything so it doesn't leak. And we shall go from there. So here we go. Okay, so I'm putting a Schrader core in here. Very easy, you just screw them in there. This particular T comes with one Schrader core. So that's very important that when you install these fan cycling switches, you make sure to actually have a Schrader depressor on them. So as you can see here, you see that little thing in the middle? I'm going to shine a light on it. You see that little thing in the middle? That's a Schrader depressor. So I always put Schrader cores on these things. Some guys don't. But if I ever have to change it out, then I have to, then refrigerant will fly out if I take it off. So I always put Schrader cores, and so should you. Unless for some reason this doesn't have a Schrader core, depressor. Because then it won't detect the pressure. So. Yeah, all right, cool. So we got that. We're gonna put nylog in there. We're gonna put nylog on here. And then, and then I'm gonna put this on first and then crank it down with nylog. So we got our nylog on there. So you gotta be quick with this. I highly suggest that you pre-torque this down. Just makes it easier because these will leak. When you're putting them on, they're gonna squirt a little bit, so you need to be fast. So when you're doing this, I suggest that you have your wrench ready to go. And then just keep it loose. I can get it on there real quick. So here we go. And it will squirt a little bit, as you can see. It's already squirting. And I will probably get some refrigerant burn, so we gotta be quick. So here we go. Yeah, so I wasn't that fast, but I could have been faster, but yeah, you gotta be quick with these teas. These teas suck. Pretty much. There we go. All right, so now we just got to wire this up. So we got this guy all threaded. So there's basically two ways that we can connect this. We can connect it using a relay, a normally open relay. Or you can use this as a switch, which breaks the connection between the contactor and the condenser fan motor. However, if you're going to do it that second way, you want to make sure that this can handle it. So this one's rated for 240 volts with a RLA of 8 and an LRA of 36. So this should be more than sufficient. So let me show you how to wire this up. Okay, so first things first, you want to find the black wire to your condenser fan motor. And we're going to unplug it from the contactor, just like so. And then we're going to take one of these wires, all right? We're going to put an end on it like that. And then we're going to go ahead and plug it in where that condenser fan motor was. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this connector off and put a butt connector. And we're going to go ahead and connect these two together like that. And that's it. So let me do that. All right, see, so we got it all wired up. Okay, So when we turn this on, just the compressor should come on by itself. And then once we reach 250 PSI, the condenser fan motor should come on. And then when it drops down to 170, it should come back off. And so we should see our pressures actually going up and down as it's doing this. So let's go ahead and hook it up. Okay, here we go. No fan. That's cool. And let's watch our pressure. Remember, 250. Okay, at 250 it should come on. And you can see our suction pressure is much better. And see, it came on. And then when this drops below 170, it should turn off. But look at our suction pressure is already way better. So I don't think this thing had a low charge. It just needed a fan cycling switch. So just keep in mind though, this is going to throw off your subcoolant like crazy. Target superheat for this guy is actually 20. So, but we're dropping because we're losing our head pressure. So it's going to kick off. And this will prevent freezing. It should kick off any minute now. There it goes. So as you can see, our head pressure is going to rise, and then our suction pressure should come up as well. So yeah, so our pressures are pretty much better. I know my suction's a little low right now, but it's going to come back up just because the fan motor shut off. And then when it's warmer, the head pressure will naturally be higher, so it's just going to run non-stop. But anyway, if you come across a situation where they're trying to run their air when it's like, below 70 degrees outside, you definitely want to add one of these things. So anyway, hopefully this helps you out. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, tell me what a horrible technician I am, hit that bell notification, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for watching.